You are all so supportive and lovely. Thank you so much. Even those of you who do not know me, hi, I'm Keeley. I am a writer. I am also an actor and a lot of things. But for the last 3-ish or so years, maybe more, since 2020, for the past 4 years, this is something I've been working on. And it's a pilot. I've submitted it to some competitions. It hasn't made it very far in many of them. It did place in one. But yeah, it's something very near and dear to my heart. I really thank you all for coming. It's about an hour long, 60 pages. Hi, you can come have a seat anywhere. It's about 60 or so pages, so you'll be here for a little while. So I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. This is my cast. That I've had the absolute honor of meeting in the last, honestly, like the last year, except I've known Dani slightly longer. So like, I'm so blessed and honored to have been able to do so much theater and like get to know these people well and get to know their talents well and be like, oh my God, you'd be perfect in this and you'd be perfect in this and you'd be perfect in this. So let's go down the line. You can just introduce yourselves and say who you're playing. You guys don't have to do the whole list.
Hi, I'm Pena, and I'm playing some of the minor male characters.
Hi, I'm Zeng, and I'm playing Cecilia Leah Jin.
Hi, I'm Zach Troutman, and I'm rooting for Jace.
Hi, I'm Rhiner. I'll be playing Tyler Carson.
Hi, I'm Rory Smith. I'll be playing Anais Duval.
Hey, I'm Milan Anderson, and I'll be playing Zoe Lamont.
Hi, I'm Sofia Gutierrez, and I'm playing Amara Pell.
Hi, Christine Janae, and I'll be playing Arden Gabriel.
Hi, I'm Eric Millard. I'm playing, wow. I'm Lamont.
Hi, I'm Dani Bryan, and I'll be playing all the rest of the characters.
Before we get started, when I had submitted this to a competition, I had to write an artist statement. And I was like, I wrote it and I was like, oh, this kind of like really encapsulates everything that I've ever thought about this piece. So I figured I'd read it to you all now, just so you guys can like get a better feel of my intentions behind this piece and what headspace I was in when I wrote it. I don't think I mentioned here that I finished this pilot after I finished, or was it after I finished? Yeah, after I finished chemo last year. So this was what I was working on when I was, in literally the trenches. So, this is my artist statement for this piece. When I was teaching preschool in 2020, stuck at home in the pandemic and slowly losing my mind, I remember sitting with my roommate on the chaise lounge that we had in our 1-bedroom apartment, pushed into the corner of what should have been a dining room, but since the living room was a bedroom, had to be a living room. I had just written my first and second ever pilots. The first, a musical theater fever dream, and the second, glorified Scooby-Doo fanfiction. I sat there, invigorated by this newfound ability to tell stories in this medium. I was so excited. My life felt like it was starting. But at the same time, I felt the crushing weight of what it meant to be a Black woman in this field. Fear, imposter syndrome, and terrifying vulnerability. This, combined with what I was experiencing as a single gal on the dating apps at the time, led me to an indescribable anger and frustration with the world. Hookup culture left me feeling used. I hadn't quite processed what I later realized was a sexual assault from 2019. I was so frustrated with Ben. I said out loud to my roommate, John Tucker must die, but he actually dies, as a joke. But the more I thought about it, the less of a joke it became. Not that I was like gonna kill a guy or anything. I realized how that specifically what I lovingly refer to as the murder teen genre. Pretty Little Liars and Heathers were formative viewing when I was younger, but they lacked something that I felt was necessary in 2020, the time where white feminism was at the forefront of the conversation. I wanted something that showed teenage girls, black girls, fat girls, trans girls, for what they have every right to be, angry and messy. At the end of the day, the teens in murder mysteries are still teens. Even when pressured to take the law into their own hands in the ACAB generation, they are bad at the whole revenge thing. They have such strong emotions, but no follow through or foresight into ways that their big plans can go wrong. I wanted a series that asks the question of what happens to a society when we take away the very thing it's founded on, and what happens when the fate of that society is in the hands of teenage girls. I'm uniquely qualified to tell this story. This was for a competition. Because I'm unafraid to acknowledge the least palatable parts of a revolution. I believe it's important to tell stories of black girls falling for ideas of feminism that ultimately aren't in their best interest. And I believe it's possible to tell an interesting, and at times satirical and quippy, story with a diverse cast of characters that reflect the messy and imperfect nature of budding womanhood. So, with that, and if you liked that, just wait for the next hour. With that, I give you Killing Boys.
While that's happening, I'm Ezra. I'm Keeley's boyfriend, and I'm reading stage directions. Yeah, I'll take it.
I'm so sorry, Keeley.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I just didn't want them to be confused by this guy. Okay. Killing Boys by Keeley Bell. Interior Fairvale High School hallway day. We stare down an empty high school hallway, so clean it's reflective, so quiet it's almost eerie. Royal blue lockers line the walls with hand-painted posters and banners that read phrases like, "Fight on, swordfish," and "Drama Club presents Macbeth." Then, the sharp ring of a school bell. Teens pour out of every door, making a slow migration in one direction. The loudspeaker is barely audible over them. Juniors will now join me in the auditorium for a special presentation brought to us by the Fairvale Police Department. Close up on a girl's torso clutching a school binder close to a tennis skirt-clad waist. A 4x6 photo on printer paper pokes out of the binder, facing her swaying hips out of view. The girl is Arden Gabriel, 16. Rachel Berry meets Jessica Day. Darting through the crowd, anxious eyes betray her otherwise perfect poker face. She speeds down the hall, then into the auditorium. Interior Fairvale High School auditorium later. The handsome, all-American smiling face of Tyler Parsons, 16, with charm and mischief in his eyes, is projected onto a large screen, last year's spring photo. Teens shift in their seats, a congregation to this altar. Officer Ron Morrison, 40s, doing his job with a dramatic flair uncharacteristic to a cop, paces the floor and speaks calmly but deliberately into a handheld microphone.
If you ask me, Friday night is the most dangerous night to be a teenager. Sneaking out.
Flashback. Exterior Tyler's house. Bedroom window. Night. Tyler climbs out of his bedroom window. His sneakers hit the grass.
Hooking up.
Flashback. Flashback. Exterior sidewalk. Night. Tyler walks down the sidewalk and sends a text.
On my way. Kiss emoji. Wink emoji.
Underage drinking.
Flashback. Interior Zoe's basement bedroom. Night. Tyler accepts a solo cup from a mystery hand. He sips.
All activities that could lead to a kid, one of your own, dead in a ditch somewhere.
Flashback. Exterior nearby woods. Night. Tyler lays limp in a hole. Getting covered shovelful by shovelful with dirt from 3 shovels. Interior Fairvale High School auditorium continuous. The crowd of teens avoid Officer Morrison's accusing gaze.
Tell your parents where you go on a Friday night.
In the crowd, Arden taps the shoulder of a cheerleader. Amara Pell, 16, alarmingly thin with sunken eyes, turns. Arden passes her the folded up photo like a note. Amara unfolds it as Morrison drones on.
Tyler made that mistake. If you kids could see the looks on his parents' faces when they came to my station. God.
He holds an emotional fist to his mouth. As he continues, Amara sees the photo and her eyes go wide. She taps the redhead in front of her. Anais Duval, 16, hyper-feminine with curls as big as her curves, turns around, staring quizzical daggers.
I know Tyler is important to all of you. He's your teammate, your classmate, and according to his mother, always wiped his feet before he came in the house. If you have any information on his whereabouts, please contact Fairvale PD.
Anais takes the photo, unfolds it, and gasps. The entire auditorium turns to her. The silence is deafening. Thinking quickly, Anais turns to the person next to her and feigns a sob into their shoulder. Morrison is touched.
This is the effect from Tyler Parsons on this school. He is a fine, upstanding young man who needs to be found.
The bell rings. Interior Fairvale High School hallway day. Again, students crowd the hallway. A girl opens her locker. The photo falls out of it and flutters to the ground. She bends, picks it up. It's face up now. A picture, the shot aiming through a window, angling downward on Tyler laying on a bed with Zoe Lamoth, 16, straddling him in her bedroom. Reveals Zoe Lamoth, 16, with an alt sense of style, mouth agape at the photo in her hand. Her phone pings. She looks at her screen. Notification. Anais sent a message to A through Z.
We are fucked.
Act 1. Exterior Fairvale High School day. Super. 7 days earlier. An SUV trudges through Fairvale High School drop-off traffic. From the passenger seat, Zoe eyes the students in their routine early morning chaos by the red brick building.
When I was 10, I found a lizard lying in the road outside my house.
Slow motion. Two gendered cliques cohabitate on the front lawn. Boys tossing a football near frolicking girls. They don't interact, but Zoe watches their two worlds as one.
It was hurt, totally helpless, so I picked it up and nursed it to health in my backyard. And when it was up and walking on its own again, I set it free.
A girl and a boy from each clique bump into each other.
Only for it to be swooped up by a raven and eaten for lunch.
The wide-eyed potential lovers laugh off the collision, but linger on each other as they return to their cliques.
You sure you're ready?
End slow motion. Interior Edwin's car, continuous. Zoe's snapped out of her haze. She turns to her father, Edwin Lamoth, 40s, with gentle eyes and a youthful jeans t-shirt Converse vibe. In the driver's seat.
Can you believe I actually miss loud kids and pop quizzes and biting into a burger only to actually discover it's actually a tuna melt? Like, I really miss the public school system.
She takes an animated whiff outside the open window.
I haven't felt pheromones like this in a year.
Oh,
I'm ready.
Oh, honey. Our house is full of pheromones. Just ask your mother.
Okay. No, if you were still trying to stop me from going, it's really not working now. Okay, see you. Bye.
She unbuckles and exits the car, revealing her outfit, torn black stockings under shorts, a low-cut top, and chunky boots. She adjusts her nose piercing in the side mirror. Edwin, pulling his phone off of the car mount, calls to her.
Wait!
Zoe knows what he's about to do and rolls her eyes.
Caption, my little girl's sad, fucked up first day of school.
She poses, bending forward with one hand on the passenger seat and the other doing a thumbs up.
Language, but no. This is for Grandma. I'm not posting anything, and you better not be either. But if you must.
No school names, mascots, teacher names, or otherwise identifying Googleable information. Yes, I know.
She poses harder. Edwin raises the camera, then lowers it.
Zoe.
He tugs at the collar of his shirt, signaling for Zoe to look down at her own cleavage. Defensive, Zoe darts up and crosses her arms to cover her chest.
Yeah, wouldn't want Grandma to know Victoria's Secrets, I guess.
Edwin sighs. It's clear that before today, a comment like his might have sparked a fight.
Thank you. This fresh start thing is really hard, you know. Not just on you. You may want to move forward, but your mom and I will never forget.
Zoe tosses her head back. She's heard this way too many times.
Picture or no picture, Dad?
Defeated, he raises the camera. Then, off her expression,
no smile?
Zoe juts out her hip and glares. Finally, he snaps the photo.
Grandma will love it.
But then, suddenly, Zoe leans across the seat and hugs him, catching him off guard. After the initial shock, Edwin softens into it. He holds on to her like he's afraid to let her go.
Thanks, Dad. I love you.
Love you. See you after school.
Zoe looks toward the brick building, toward her future. Shutting the car door, she starts forward.
You know, there's always a chance that if you run away from something bad, you could be running into the arms of something worse.
She walks confidently across the lawn until smack, a football hits her head. From across the grass, Tyler, very alive, sends a guilty wave. Zoe returns it.
Yeah, in my case, something worse involves the early, shallow grave of my new school's golden boy. But like, don't worry. It's not a competition or anything.
She starts forward again. Interior Fairvale High School hallway moments later. The bell rings. Teens scatter off to first period. Zoe, however, meanders up to the admin office. Her fingers take the knob, but before she can open it, it swings onto her.
Thanks, Mrs. T. See you next week.
As Amara backs out of the door, she and Zoe collide.
Sorry.
Her words catch in her throat at the way the other girl's cheer skirt hangs off of her bony hips. Amara's words are short, biting.
Insist on staring? Follow my Insta.
She pushes past Zoe and into the hallway. Coming from the opposite direction, Cecilia Jin, 16, doesn't care what you think, is unfazed by Amara. She calls,
Isn't Thornton's office supposed to take care of those little temper tantrums, Mar?
Amara gives Leah her middle finger.
Get fucked, Leah.
Zoe watches on, amused, until Leah meets her at the door. The two girls size each other up. Complimentary alt aesthetics, blasé attitudes, shitty posture. The kind of girls that should be instant friends. Finally,
Everyone knows not to mess with Amara for at least an hour after her Monday morning counselor sesh. So, you must be new.
Yeah, I looked at her.
Worst thing you can do.
Interior Fairvale High School admin office, continuous. Leah ushers Zoe into the small admin office. They approach Mrs. Gladstone, 60s, means well, at her computer.
I'm Zoe Lamont. It's my first day.
Right on time. Your schedule's printing right now.
Then
Cecilia, Shredder's waiting.
she passes Zoe her schedule on crisp white paper and passes Leah a thick manila folder, easily 20 years old. But Leah is too distracted to complain about shredding duty.
Lamont.
Yeah, it's pretty common. Creole.
No, your whole name. I know it from somewhere.
Yeah, probably not. I was on independent study for a whole year and didn't really do much else. Like, don't have any social media, so.
Number 8. You screwed our play at regionals and scored the win for Westside. I remember thinking, Zoe Lamont is a cunt with a wicked spike.
The memory hits Zoe like a truck. She hasn't thought of that version of herself in a long time.
Carmen says karmic as fuck that you have to score our points now.
She grins at Zoe, but reads her vibe. Not a chance. Off that, she begins shredding the contents of the folder.
You may have spared yourself back to school night and club fair, but you'd better show your spike at tryouts next week.
Zoe starts to back out of the door, a master of evasion.
Yeah, maybe. But, you know, I'll probably just be, like, really busy with
She references her schedule.
art history.
Hastily, she exits. Leah and Mrs. Gladstone share a shrug. Interior Fairvale High School, Mr. Sharma's class day. Hip art history teacher Mr. Sharma, 30s with a tweed jacket perfectly tailored to his physique, scrolls through his computer at the front of his class. Zoe in the doorway.
Must have been a mistake. The system says trigonometry.
Zoe pouts, admiring the so cool, so pretentious art prints and mini sculptures that decorate the classroom.
Can I get a volunteer to show Zoe here to Miss Watson's class?
At the front of the class, Arden shoots her hand up. Mr. Sharma ignores it, scanning the rest of the room.
Anyone?
Arden lowers her hand with a grin. He grins back.
Kidding. Thank you, Arden. For your generosity, you get an automatic 100% on this morning's pop quiz.
He lowers the projector screen. Students groan.
I know, they happen every Monday, but if I stopped calling them pop quizzes, you'd study.
He waves Arden off as she leads Zoe back into the hallway. Interior Fairvale High School hallway continuous. Arden walks the hallway with purpose, Zoe barely keeping up.
I'm Arden. My pronouns are she, her.
Her words are as quick as her step.
Zoe and Zeng.
Cool. Me and Mrs. W are like this.
She crosses her fingers.
Mention me and she probably won't put you on her tardy wall of shame.
Her what?
I know, she's a lot. She only likes me because I never get under a 95 in Algebra 2. But otherwise, she's totally a bitter fucking shrew who still won't pay her last name after the divorce. And don't worry, Caged Barbie gets way less disturbing after the first week.
Excuse me?
But Arden has already turned back towards Charma's class. She calls over her shoulder.
Oh, give me homework. Help, text me.
Okay, I don't have your number.
Check your backpack.
Zoe furrows her brow, confused. Then, frantically, she opens the front zipper of her bag to find a slip of paper with Arden's name and number. Zoe shakes off the weirdness of that interaction and enters interior Fairvale High School. Enters a dimly lit hellscape of a classroom. Interior Fairvale High School, Mrs. Watson's class, continuous. Polaroids of indignant teens make up the tardy wall of shame. On top of a cabinet is a naked Barbie in a small cage surrounded by toy sharks. Zoe scans it, slack-jawed, until...
Hope I didn't cause any damage.
She's brought back by Tyler grinning right at her. One perfectly toned butt cheek on the teacher's desk. Mrs. Watson, 50s, white, with an ever-present grimace, peers over her glasses at him, annoyed.
Huh?
Tyler gestures to his head.
The football? Earlier?
Right. Yep. No. I'm good.
She's good. Now, do you want this extension or not, Tyler?
But he only focuses on Zoe.
Whew! If I'd given you amnesia or something, I couldn't forgive myself. You wouldn't even remember your name if I asked for it.
The classroom goes silent. Zoe tries to play it cool.
I'm Zoe. Nice to have you in my class. 7 minutes late.
She takes Zoe's schedule. As Zoe speaks, she signs
Oh
it.
yeah, no. My copy was wrong. I ended up in Mr. Sharma's. Arden walked me over.
Oh, Arden. Stay under her influence, and I doubt you'll get any more dress code violations.
With her schedule, Mrs. Watson hands Zoe a slip. She's been written up for excessive cleavage and general distaste. Zoe's jaw drops. Tyler leans across the table, implying an intimate moment with Mrs. Watson, but speaks loudly for the class to hear.
Now, Mrs. W., you know every time you dress code a pretty girl, it kills me.
He tosses Zoe a look. The class, a vocal audience to the mating display. But Zoe has dealt. But Zoe has dealt with boys like Tyler.
Dylan?
Rather than shoot the interaction down, it provokes the audience of classmates, which feeds Tyler as well.
If you'll be at my funeral.
As Zoe avoids his stare, she scans the room for an open seat. Tyler smirks. A challenge.
Thanks for the extension, Mrs. W.
After blowing Mrs. Watson a kiss, he's gone, but the class erupts in gossip. Exasperated, Mrs. Watson stands.
Not every interaction requires audience participation. This is not The Price is Right. Now please, take out your notes.
Zoe finds an open chair with Anais in front and Jace's friend, 16, almost as handsome as Tyler. Almost. In back. Both eye her, intense, quizzical, like Tyler, but less hungry. Anais' long curls are splayed across Zoe's desk. Jace's feet are on the back of her chair. Both rush to accommodate the seat as she claims it.
Thanks.
She isn't even sat before Anais turns to her to whisper.
Don't worry about that dress code. Mrs. G in the office is way cooler than Marjorie Taylor Greene over here.
Zoe remains focused on her notes.
Thanks.
Anais drums her red nails on Zoe's desk. Then,
Tyler thinks you're cute.
That's his problem, I guess.
Anais shakes her head, fascinated.
You're so mysterious. I'm obsessed. And I get what he sees in you.
Finally, Zoe raises her eyes, flattered, curious, intrigued. Anais grins. Bingo.
What? Guys like Tyler totally have girls like you in their search history right behind stepsis washing machine or something.
Zoe laughs. Mrs. Watson glares. She quiets herself.
I really should be trying harder to not get written up twice in the same class on my first day of school, but thank you so much for the horrendous mental image.
Stifling a laugh, Anais glances at Zoe's schedule. She gasps.
You have first lunch!
Yeah, sounds kind of Tolkien. What's up with that?
Find out when I flag you down in the caf. I'm Anais, by the way.
She doesn't wait for a response to turn back to her notes. Though confused, Zoe doesn't fight the assumption. She merely grins sheepishly at the possibility of having made a friend. Anais, however, grins devilishly at her notes as her notes are revealed.
Taking down Tyler, phase 1.
She ticks off a check. End of Act 1. Interior Fairvale High School cafeteria day. Students prowl first lunch, sitting on and around tables, scarfing down food and talking too loud. The football team crowd one table. Tight ends Bryce Lewis, 17, and Jaime Delgado, 17, toss tater tots into each other's mouths from varying distances. Jace, Tyler, and Kevin Jin, 16, a Ken doll in a varsity jacket, lounge, too cool to engage. Demetrius Hayes, 16, round beneath his graphic tee, passes the fray, headphones on his downturned head.
Me! We see you at tryouts next week. Third time's a charm.
Demetrius cringes, avoiding his gaze. Face notices.
I think there's still a bomb stain on the track last year. Gotta lay up the tater tots this time.
He pats Demetrius on the belly. Demetrius rolls his eyes.
Man, fuck off.
He tries to evade them, but the team doesn't let him through. Finally, Jace decides to do something. He stands, waves.
Demetrius!
Demetrius' eyes catch him. The boys part as he approaches.
I have to ask you about Anime Club, Kiki's delivery service?
Tyler scrolls on his phone, barely paying attention.
Sounds gay.
Finally, Demetrius makes it over. He and Jace pound fists.
Thanks, man.
Hey, those assholes need to let last year go. Right, Tyler?
Yeah. Oh, hey, Meaty.
Tyler, I have a challenge for all of Fairvale this year. We make my name a thing. Demetrius.
Yeah, whatever. I'm getting cheese fries.
He stands from the table and crosses the cafeteria, handing out high fives and head nods. Jace expects nothing less.
You're really into Anime Club, though?
He eyes his peers, mentally weighing Anime Club, social suicide, against his current situation, popularity.
Not really. But I'm there when you guys show like Pena or whatever at that movie night.
Grinning, Demetrius shakes his head and joins his own clique. Jace sighs. Then, out of the corner of his eye, Zoe enters, sack lunch in hand, scanning the cafeteria. She's then hit in the cheek by a flying tater tot. Jace runs to her rescue and offers a napkin.
Hey dude, what is with this place and projectiles?
Sorry about those guys. Dorcas tots have been frozen in the middle for the last 2 weeks. Completely inedible, but perfect aircrafts.
Zoe dabs at her greasy, potatoey face. Pete.
I'm Jace. I'm in your first period. I'm friends with Tyler.
Because that matters?
No, but I mean, doesn't it?
That guy treats 7 a.m. math class like Tinder. I judge any friend of his.
She cocks a brow in Jace's direction.
Okay, the things Tyler does under the influence of his penis are not a reflection of his personality.
Zoe scrunches up her nose as if to say, aren't they though?
Look, I don't make the rules around here, okay? I just know what friends to make so cool girls show up to my parties.
He looks at her expectantly. Zoe's brow dips a bit sadly.
I'm having one this Friday. They're kind of legendary.
She chews her lip, almost breaking, but she hardens.
Yeah, it can't be that legendary if riding the coattails of your bestie is always how you introduce yourself.
Jason's been bested. Zoe smirks. He smirks back.
Damn, you're uninvited then.
Good. I don't really party anyway. Thanks though. See you in church.
She spies Anais at a far table, flagging her down with a napkin. She starts toward her. As she goes, Jace calls,
"Don't be a keg!"
Interior Fairvale High School cafeteria moments later. Zoe approaches the table nestled in the corner.
Jace's friend breastfeeds his teacup chihuahua, but you didn't hear it from me. Anyway, how are you?
Before Zoe can question that, she notices the table, Anais at the head, flanked by Arden and Amara. She hesitates to sit.
Good. You guys are friends?
The girls exchange glances.
You could say that. Sit.
The air hangs heavy as they wait for Zoe to comply. She does. Arden turns to Anais in her typical anxious patter.
I have to get back to English. Stupid second lunch.
Zoe looks between them, growing impatient now as well.
What's up?
Anais leans forward on her elbows, eyes locked on Zoe.
Zoe, do you believe in feminism?
The intensity of her stare flusters Zoe into submission.
Yeah, of course.
How about bastards getting what they deserve?
Each girl lays a phone out on the table. On their screens, a text thread between Tyler and Amar, calls from Tyler to Arden, a camera roll featuring photos of Tyler with Anais. Zoe's eyes go wide. She begins to scroll in disbelief.
He was dating all of us at once.
Tyler? He was dating all of you?
Don't look so surprised.
What? You can't all be his type.
It was a game to him. Take 3 girls from different circles.
And then take a dump on my heart.
Our hearts. To his friends, he called us the A Squad.
Anais stays hardened. The other 2 shrink with shame.
I did some dot connecting after me catching and texting Chase about it.
Zoe looks over to Jace and the tater tot jocks, disappointed but not surprised.
That's fucked.
That's why we need your help. We've cried, we've screamed, we've vague posted on our Insta stories about it, and Tyler remains unfazed.
Visibly, Zoe's confusion grows. Anais spells it out.
We need you to pretend to be the kind of dumb bitch that would fall for Tyler Parsons. Just enough for you to lure him in, have him admit what he did, and then humiliate him. And you get the honor of breaking his so-called heart. It's justice.
Something stirs within Zoe, a want, a need to say yes. But
Okay, look, I'm really sorry that happened to you guys, but I promised my parents I'd lay low here. And that involves not overthrowing the social hierarchy by showing it my tits. So, maybe someone else can do the job.
she tries to escape, but Anais takes her by the wrist.
I saw the way he looked at you, and babe, I know it made you madder than you will ever admit. We can't let guys like him keep getting away with this stuff.
Zoe yanks her hand away.
Okay, guys are assholes. Okay, so maybe you should have just been more careful.
She hears it, but doesn't correct herself as she storms off. Interior, Zoe's basement bedroom day. Towers of unpacked cardboard boxes crowd a basement with a messily made bed at the center. This is Zoe's bedroom. Edwin's sneakers carry him down the stairs into the room with yet another box to add to the collection. Then his gaze catches a window, open, blowing autumn air inside. He goes to lock it, notices then the broken latch.
Piece of shit.
He ponders a solution. Interior hardware store day. Edwin holds 2 window latch attachments in each hand, debating between them. Out of the corner of his eye, an employee in 30s on a ladder stalks a nearby aisle. Edwin waves at him and begins to approach.
Excuse me. I can't for the life of me figure out the difference between these besides the price.
Quality of hardware. One will last you a few years, the other a decade probably. Remodeling?
But Edwin's gaze is on the stock, a wall of security cameras.
No, just moved in. Inspector must have missed the broken latch. You got a deal going on these?
Yeah. Home security. Important these days. With the frogging on the rise and...
But Edwin is already filling his arms with boxes. He turns toward the checkout without so much as a word. Exterior Fairvale High School day. The bell rings. Students flood onto the lawn at the end of the school day. Leah jets down the front steps, followed by Demetrius.
Do you know what would happen to a girl like me in anime club? You don't already know? Then you don't need to be running it.
She catches herself, about to call him meaty.
Sorry, I'm trying really hard to not dead name you.
Not even remotely what a dead name is. But I appreciate it.
See you tomorrow, dude.
He watches her skid down the railing on her skateboard. From behind him,
Demetrius! I heard you members for Anime Club.
he turns, surprised to see her, then excited, then nervous.
Yeah. Know anyone interested?
Arden looks at her shoes. She might.
Well, my schedule's unfortunately already gagging on all of my activities. I just started a project with some other girls who's providing harder than expected, but I can recruit if that'll help.
How can you have taken on more shit? Yearbook, newspaper, student council, pride club.
And I took up close-up magic over the summer, broadening my scope.
You know there's an anime trope for that. The magical girl. You kind of dress like one too.
She laughs, refuses to take the bait.
See you, Demetrius.
As she walks off, Demetrius notices a string of scarves hanging from her knee sock. He smirks with adoration. Exterior Zoe's house day. Edwin's car pulls into the driveway. He and Zoe exit.
And you promise it's not a soundbite of a fart edited to sound like Bohemian Rhapsody?
That was one surprise when you were 11, and you loved it. But no.
He leads her to the side of the house, to her bedroom window.
Okay, then what is it? I won't accept anything else, but congratulations for rejoining the world cheesecake.
He opens his arms to the newly mounted security camera.
Voila! And I fixed the latch, which was apparently broken.
He admires his handiwork. Zoe eyes the setup in disbelief.
Wow.
I know, it's a bit much, but it doesn't look in, just around here. So your privacy is protected from everyone, even me.
Zoe grits her teeth, biting back her words.
Thanks, Dad.
She turns back to the front yard. To Edwin, the thanks is enough. He grins, but then a slip of paper falls from her backpack.
Zoe! You dropped something.
Zoe turns back around and notices her dress code violation.
Oh, no, that's nothing.
She reaches for it, but it's too late. He's reading it.
Excessive cleavage and general distaste. This is something, Zoe.
Okay, no, it's just my crazy, trig teacher who keeps a naked Barbie in a cage. Okay, I got it pardoned at the office. It's not a big deal.
Forcing calmness, Edwin leads them to the front of the house and begins unlocking the front door.
You're right, it's not a big deal. This place isn't as liberal as the Valley, I guess. You and your mom will just have to go shopping.
Okay, no, I don't need new clothes. I need a new trig teacher.
Some more modest options wouldn't hurt. For days you got trick.
That's every day, Dad. Do you have a problem with the way I dress?
She crosses her arms petulantly, evading the audience of nosy neighbors they've acquired. He pulls her inside.
Sometimes, but right now, I mostly have a problem with your attitude.
Okay, I think my attitude is kind of justified when I just came home to a security camera outside of my bedroom. I thought I'd Shawshank myself when I left independent study, but apparently not.
New school, starting over, doesn't mean that the last 2 years didn't happen, Zoe.
That's 2 years that I spent convincing myself that it wasn't my fault.
Of course not, but we have to be more careful.
Zoe realizes now what she said to Anais.
That camera is me doing my part.
Oh, and mine? Turtlenecks all year round, no volleyball, no friends.
She gestures to her outfit, to herself.
So this is the Zoe that is trying to move on. Get used to her.
The front door opens then. Zoe and Edwin turn to see her brother Xavier, 10 with wide eyes, and mother Denise, 40, the bohemian cocoa butter mom, at the door. Denise nudges Xavier to go inside.
Why'd you stop, Zeng?
Dad and Zoe are fighting again.
The father and daughter shrink with guilt.
We're not. Zoe was just going to her room.
My fucking pleasure.
She storms off.
Language!
Interior Zoe's basement bedroom night. In bed, Zoe does her homework. From the corner of her eye, a blinking green light, the camera. She rolls her eyes, then notices something. She squints. A metal rod wedged in her window tracks. Furious, she stands to confirm. Yep, more reinforcement. Zoe flops forward onto her bed and screams into her mattress, hating everything that the closed window represents. Then a moment of realization. As she raises her head, she has an idea. Zoe digs Arden's phone number out of her backpack and texts.
Sorry about what I said. I changed my mind. I'm in.
After a few moments, a notification pops up. Notification. Arden just added you to A through Z. Zoe opens up the group chat and reads.
I knew you'd come around. Kiss emoji.
Interior Fairvale High School hallway day. Flyers are posted on every locker. Join Anime Club in colorful text. Demetrius approaches his own and grins. Arden walks by, a large 3-ring binder close to her chest. He turns over his shoulder to her.
You did this.
She just smirks. He grins as she passes him. A few lockers down, Zoe puts some books in her locker. Jace approaches.
Zoe, how about that trig lesson?
Yeah, I'm not going to your party, Jace.
What? I wasn't gonna ask that.
You slept through trig.
Oh, you saw that.
Yeah, I heard it. You should probably get that snow checked out.
Here, check it out for me.
He opens his mouth wide, prompting a laugh out of Zoe. She palms his face away with one hand and closes her locker with the other. Surprise, Anais is on the other side. Zoe and Jace both jump.
Your laugh is so infectious, though. Speaking of infectious, how are the scabies, Jace?
Jace rolls his eyes.
What did I ever do to you, Nice?
I'm just wary of people who torture ladybugs in their free time.
That's not true. Nothing she ever says about me is true.
Go moisturize or something. We need to have girl talk.
She waves him away. Despite himself, he does as he's told.
I'll talk to you later, Zoe.
What did he ever do to you?
He's ugly. Anyway, your house after school for phase 1?
Yeah, my house isn't. I can't. My parents are like, they're just like weird about people knowing where I live. So.
Oh.
Zoe considers the girl's disappointment. Then, reluctantly,
But my brother has track practice till like 5. I might be listening to you guys in.
the bell rings.
Perfect. Send your address to the group chat and we'll coordinate with the girls.
She leaves Zoe contemplating her choice. Interior Zoe's house kitchen day. Denise packs her work lunch while Edwin sits at the kitchen island sipping coffee and tapping on his laptop.
The whole point was that she would have a semi-normal life here.
As if that's even possible.
Obviously, she's never going to be the same. But this is high school, where a clean reputation is something to take advantage of. No weird looks or assumptions. You think I like this whole black Courtney Love thing she's got going on? Of course not. But I know how teenage girls think. She's sending a message.
And what would that be?
All packed, she comes around the island to meet her husband.
That she's ready to be like other kids and start getting on our damn nerves. And I'm proud of her.
She kisses Edwin and heads out the door. Interior Zoe's basement bedroom day. Arden examines the security camera from the window.
You weren't kidding when you said your parents were overprotective.
As she turns to the other girls, she notices she nearly trips on an exposed pipe jutting out of Zoe's basement floor. Near the closet, Zoe's being aggressively dressed by Amara.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain, but I figured out my dad's password for the app they're connected to and turned them off till he gets home.
She's a hottie and a hacker.
Amara cinches the waist of a slip dress on Zoe's figure.
Hold still.
Zoe holds back a grin at Anais' flattery.
Not at all. I just know my dad.
Well, those hot hacker skills will come in handy on Friday with Tyler.
Don't get excited. We don't even know if he'll fall for this.
That's funny. Tyler's a simple man.
And he'll fuck anything. Even if it looks like a Phoebe Bridgers album shat all over it. Hold still.
Anais holds eye contact with Zoe through her reflection. Arden approaches with the large 3-ring binder and opens it to reveal pages and pages of Tyler sabotage, annotated and at some points illustrated. Zoe implores herself to look.
First, he'll scope you out.
As we zoom into the pages, fade to a series of flashbacks. Interior Fairvale High School auditorium day. Anais, dressed for the Crucible, takes a bow on stage. In the audience, she spots Tyler applauding, eyes boring into her.
To see if you're a challenge.
Interior Fairvale High School, Mrs. Watson's class day. Tyler eyes Zoe from Mrs. Watson's desk on her first day.
Which, for you, he already did.
Interior Fairvale High School library day. Arden reaches for a library book on a too-high shelf. Tyler approaches and effortlessly plucks it for her. Then he'll find some excuse to be helpful to you. Arden takes the book graciously. Flash forward, interior Fairvale High School hallway Wednesday. Zoe, in the now belted slip dress, struggles with her locker. From down the hall, Tyler notices. He approaches.
To prove that he's thoughtful.
Classic, can't get into my locker bit. You could have just asked, Zoe.
Okay, it's not a bit. I'm just bad with combinations. But if you're the locker whisperer, be my guest.
Feigning apathy, she stands back so Tyler can help. From over his shoulder, Anais gives Zoe an approving thumbs up.
It's 12, 23, 4.
As anticipated, it pops open with ease.
My hero. Thanks.
No congratulatory kiss?
He leans into her, pointing at his cheek.
But you can't let him win you too quickly. He likes the chase.
And no handkerchief from my bosom either. Bye, Tyler.
I'm so sorry. Moved on me. Purposefully, though, her gaze lingers on him as he leaves. He notices. Flashback, exterior Fairvale High School football field day. Amara stretches on the grass at cheer practice.
Then he'll do something stupid.
A pop song begins to play from a nearby speaker. Amara looks up to find Tyler dancing to it stupidly, eyes right on him. Sheepishly, she grins at his peacocking. Flash forward, interior Fairvale High School cafeteria Thursday. Lunch tray in hand, Zoe walks past the football jocks.
Embarrass himself in front of his friends and yours to show he's self-assured.
She bumps into a jock, sending her lunch all over her chest.
Oh.
The entire cafeteria gasps. In the silence, Tyler stands and smears his lunch all over his chest too.
What can I say? New girl's a trendsetter.
The cafeteria cheers Tyler on. He sends Zoe a beat. She's both impressed and a little bit genuinely flattered. From the seat next to Tyler, Jace can tell. In the present, interior Fairvale High School hallway Friday. Zoe stands at her locker. From down the row, Tyler stands at his, schmoozing with his friends. Zoe anxiously watches him.
And then you've got him where you want him. He'll ask you out before the weekend.
Less than a week here and you've already joined the fan club?
Zoe snaps out of her haze to find Leah standing by her locker.
Huh? No, I mean, he's cute or whatever.
I never got the hype. And yet somehow the entire status quo depends on what body spray Tyler Parsons smells like today. Sometimes I wonder what kind of chaos this place would spin into if he switched schools or got a bowl cut.
She notices Tyler starting toward them.
So, he's coming this way. Congratulations, he manifested.
Zoe eagerly turns to see Tyler, flanked by Jason Kevin.
Zoe. And Leah.
Tyler! And the Death Eaters. I suddenly have somewhere more interesting to be. I'll see you at tryouts Monday. See you at home. See you two in hell.
She disappears down the hallway. Zoe gazes up at Tyler.
You know, I didn't get a chance to thank you for your little stunt in the cafeteria yesterday.
Tyler leans against the lockers and waves his friends off. The boys disperse, but stay within watching distance.
Certainly got people talking.
Yeah, are they never not talking about you?
Not about me. About you. Us.
As he walks away, Jace rolls his eyes at the exchange.
It's weird. I don't think even I knew there was an us.
Oh, not yet, but there could be. My friend Jace is having a party tonight. If you don't show up, I think I might die.
Zoe catches Jason's gaze from afar. Guilt crosses her brow.
I'll consider it if you're down to bringing at my place.
She holds her hand out. He slips her his phone. As she enters her information,
If you couldn't tell, I'm kind of a private person. If Rosenbrantz and Guildenstern know about this. And I'd much rather soft launch at the party.
she returns his phone.
She knows what she wants. I'm into it. I'll be there at 7.
The bell rings.
Right? Perfect. I'll text you my address.
She leaves him grinning from ear to ear. In the rush of students, Jason and Kevin return.
So, you in?
Quickly, Tyler shoves his phone in his pocket.
Nah. Added me on Insta, but that's it. You were right, Jay. She's a tough one.
He claps a discontented Jace on the back as they head to class. Interior Mr. Sharma's class day. Nerds sit at, on, and around desks. Some in animal ears. Demetrius among them reading a manga. This is Anime Club. Arvin walks in and catches his eye. He stands.
Come to see your handiwork? Membership's up like 40%.
Marketing is one of my strengths. Wow. That was a tail.
Yeah, clearly we're not really your crowd. Why'd you do all this?
I don't know. You're cool. And I saw you stand up for Pride Club when the football guys trolled our TikTok last year. I thought I'd return the favor.
They're assholes. If Tyler wasn't gonna stop them, someone had to.
Well, I'm glad it was you.
I guess it'd be in pretty poor taste if I invited you to Chase's party tonight then.
He looks at her with hopeful eyes.
While I'd be willing to sweep it onto the rug for a good party, I do unfortunately have plans.
Cool. I totally understand.
But Arden can't bring herself to walk away just yet.
What are you reading?
She sits at an open desk. Demetrius sits on top of it, pulls the manga out of his pocket, and begins explaining. End of Act 2. Interior Zoe's basement bedroom dead. Zoe comes down the stairs, backpack slung over her shoulder, to find Edwin sitting on her bed holding a small teddy bear.
Hey, Dad.
Hey,
What's up?
I don't know. Silent car rides all week aren't enough. Thought I'd come down here and get my feelings hurt some more.
Okay. Dad.
I earned it. After what happened, I just felt like a failure at keeping my family safe. And with going back to school,
He grasps for the words, but settles on a bitter chuckle.
Shouldn't you be the one with PTSD?
Zoe chuckles too, and joins him on the bed.
Kinda. But I get it.
And this fresh start. I don't know why I'm freaking out. I trust you. You're an honest kid. You just want to have a life again. I understand.
He brings her forehead to his lips. Zoe sighs with guilt. Edwin jumps up, though, reinvigorated by the bonding moment.
Whew, I feel better. You sure don't want to come to Zay's movie night? His school is showing Minions 3. I need my griping partner.
Yeah, no, I'm sure, Dad.
You're missing out.
He starts off, but trips over the pipe. He looks down.
Next order of business, fixing that. Be home around 10.
After he disappears up the stairs, Zoe eyes the teddy bear in her hands, a little blue bear holding a volleyball. She heaves a sigh and falls backward under her bed. Interior Tyler's house hallway night. Nadine Parsons, 40s, almost a caricature of a housewife, carries a tray of cookies down the hall.
Hi. I boxed up some cookies for you to take to Chase's party.
She opens his bedroom door and finds nothing but an open window. She clicks her tongue and sets the tray down to close it.
Too good to use the front door?
Exterior sidewalk night. Tyler, walking down the street, sends a text.
On my way. Kiss emoji. Wink emoji.
Interior Zoe's basement bedroom night. Zoe, dressed to kill, reads the text. She sucks in a breath.
He's on his way.
Lying all over each other, slumber party style, on Zoe's bed, Arden, Anais, and Amara grin with delight. Arden ticks a check off the sabotage binder.
Excellent. We're right on track.
Zoe repositions 2 bottles of wine on her nightstand.
Remember, babe, the one with the ipecac is the red.
Zoe gives a nervous nod.
Right.
And then get him to Jace's. Fast. We want him to shit his pants in front of everyone. Not on the sidewalk.
No, what if it works too fast? I didn't tell him to eat beforehand.
The girls all pull out their phones.
Social media is a beautiful thing, but last resort. Our digital footprints can fuck us over.
Amara stands.
A video of my ex shitting himself would be the highlight of my feed, actually. I'm gonna pee.
The 2 girls head up the stairs. Zoe nervously wrings her hands together. Anais takes notice.
It'll be fine, Zoe. When all this is over, you'll be a hero. Hit the security cameras.
Zoe pulls out her phone and does as she's told.
I didn't come here wanting to be a hero, and I'm lying to my parents.
She sits on her bed and takes her head in her hands.
You're 16. It'd be weird if you never lied to your parents.
Hey, last time I did, it was pretty bad.
Is this about Westside?
Zoe stiffens.
What do you know about Westside?
I like to do my research.
She opens her browser on her phone and hands it to Zoe. A video plays of Zoe on the West Side High basketball court wearing nothing but a bra, underwear, and an unhinged look in her eyes. She shouts over the crowd of a pep rally.
Our locker rooms aren't safe! Our classrooms, and yeah, I'm talking to you, Mr. Collins! But this is what they want, right? So this is what they'll get! Oh no, but you don't want it unless you take it, right?
As a girls' volleyball player covers her up, the video ends. Zoe hands Anais the phone back, ashamed.
I think it's kind of badass.
No, yes, it is badass, but no, I wasn't, well, that was like the darkest time in my life.
Well, you said the things that most of us are too afraid to say. You spoke out on all the things that Tyler represents.
Yeah, at the cost of my school, my friends, my life.
It's kind of cosmic. Your old school couldn't appreciate a little well-intentioned misandry, and Fairvale needed someone to turn their prize pony into glue. Westside's missing out. Your art's now gorgeous.
She tucks a strand of hair behind Zoe's ear.
No, I was the only one fighting my battle over there, and it was the most angry and alone I've ever felt.
Look, Arden's weird and Amara's a bitch, so I can't speak for them, but you've got at least one friend here at Fairvale. It's me, I'm the friend.
She and Zoe share a laugh. Then the doorbell rings. Anais grips Zoe's hand as Amara and Arden jet down the stairs and disappear into the closet.
Showtime!
Fade to interior Zoe's basement bedroom later. Tyler and Zoe sit on her bed laughing with each other.
Wrong! Nope, you got a drink.
She hands him his cup. He takes a swig.
Two-time debate champ is so true.
Are you sure?
You debate everything I say.
She raises her brows.
That's the lie. God, you're good.
Okay, technically I'm only a one-time debate champ.
Zoe peers into his cup, still too full.
Should we switch it up? How about truth or trick? I'll go first.
The A squad watches through the shutters of the closet door.
Okay, what brings you to Fairvale? All the way from fancy schmancy LA.
It's barely LA. The Valley. And
She drinks. Tyler raises his brows.
Nick, your turn. Biggest regret?
Well, maybe not my biggest, but
She sits and waits, expecting him to bring up the A squad. But
I kind of regret calling you out on Mrs. Watson's on Monday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now that I know how private you are, I maybe wouldn't have put you on the spot. Made you uncomfortable.
flustered, Zoe drinks, unprompted. This guy's good.
Your turn. Fuck, marry, kill. Me, Jace, Kevin.
Zoe tosses her head back in laughter. Then, cheekily, she drinks. The flirting feels oddly real now. Before Tyler can tease her,
Who's the last girl you were with?
beat. Tyler drinks.
Right. Yeah, that's like asking a clown which of his balls he last juggled.
I knew I saw you talking to Anais. You know she's crazy, right?
She zeroes in on him, moving close.
Well, entertain me then. How do I know I'm not just the newest member of your Z squad? Or whatever.
He takes her proximity as an invitation and kisses her. Tipsy and repressed, Zoe falls into the makeout session. As she straddles his lap, she remembers why she's here. Tyler goes in for another kiss, but she presses down on his chest and he gives a look that says, I asked you a question.
You really want to know? All right then.
He gulps down the rest of his drink. Zoe can't help her eyes widening at him, ingesting so much poison at once.
I was bored.
Zoe tries to wrap her head around that.
You were bored, so you fucked with 3 girls for a whole summer?
Kinda. Amara's been obsessed with me since middle school, always hanging by my locker like a fucking coyote. Arden was my lab partner last semester, and it was kind of hilarious how obvious it is when she has a crush. And Anais...
From the closet, Anais glares.
Well, she likes attention. Thought I'd give her what she wants.
He goes to drink, but it's empty. Zoe is at a loss for words.
But they're over it. You want to weigh cooler girls.
He goes in for another kiss, but Zoe's paralyzed by his blatant sociopathy. Scared even, she climbs off of his lap.
Yeah, we should get to the party.
Realizing admitting the truth was perhaps a mistake, Tyler follows as Zoe starts up the stairs. He grabs her wrist.
No, Zoe,
He stops and clutches his stomach as it loudly gurgles.
Shit. Tyler, are you okay?
From the closet, the girls don't reach for their phones. They just watch.
Yeah, Look, I don't know what they told you, but...
Tyler stammers on his words, burps a few times, then vomits hard, all over a shocked and disgusted Zoe. She holds her arms up to shield herself from the spray.
What the Fuck.
He vomits again, harder. The reach sending him backward. Slipping on the bottom step, Tyler falls backward and hits his head on the exposed pipe. Silence until the girls burst through the closet door.
Oh my god.
Zoe, still hiding behind her arms, hasn't even noticed.
Did you guys get it?
Off their silence, she lowers her arms and sees Tyler on the floor, knocked out and bleeding from his head.
Oh my god.
Flash cuts to the girls arguing, cleaning, pushing Tyler out the window. He's dead. No one can know about this. Oh my god. Until finally we settle on exterior nearby woods night. Tyler's body in a poorly dug hole being covered in dirt from 3 shovels. Zoe watches on, numb.
Like Tyler, my fresh start was officially in the ground.
She's then hit in the face with a shovel full of dirt.
Sorry.
End of Act 3. Act 4. Interior Fairvale High School hallway day. Monday at school, Arden darts down the hallway, clutching the sabotage binder to her chest. Super. 3 days later.
Arden!
Reluctantly, she turns to him, met with visible tension.
I've been trying to be cool, but Friday was weird.
Flashback. Interior Demetrius' car night. Arden hops inside Demetrius' passenger seat. End flashback.
And now Tyler's missing. I need you to just ease my nerves. We good?
Better. We're great. See you.
She tries to turn, but he doesn't let up.
Arden, what is going on? I'm freaking out over here.
As he turns her, the binder falls from her arms and opens to one of the many incriminating pages. She scrambles to pick it up. As she composes herself, he looks to her, concerned, afraid.
I drove myself to Jason's party, okay? If anyone asks, you didn't see me until I got there.
She turns once more, and this time he lets her go. The bell rings. Interior Fairvale High School, Mrs. Watson's class day. Zoe twiddles with the sleeves of her oversized sweater, barely hearing the teacher over a ringing in her ears.
You might be feeling an influx of feelings. Fear, sadness, guilt.
At guilt, Zoe alerts. The rest of first period shifts uncomfortably. Mrs. Watson stands at the front of the class, reading off of a flyer.
If any of this is weighing heavily on you, Miss Thornton is holding counseling sessions all day. Just ask for a pass and you will be excused. And lastly, in place of first lunch, the Fairvale PD will be coming to give a presentation to the juniors. Any questions?
At first, no hands. But then, from behind Zoe.
Yeah. Well, not a question, but Tyler's mom wanted me to spread the word about a search party they're having tonight. Let me know if you want the info.
After class. Take your notes out for Unit 4.
Interior Zoe's house kitchen day. Edwin sits at the kitchen counter. Denise packs her lunch. On the TV, a news station reports on Tyler's disappearance.
And we thought we'd left the craziness behind.
How's Zoe handling it?
The ride to school was quiet. Hopefully he turns up, but you know, that 48-hour window, most crucial.
I told you to cut out the true crime podcasts.
Can't stop me. I'm fueled by fear.
Chuckling, she kisses him goodbye and heads out the door. Edwin, sipping his coffee, continues to watch the news. Interior Zoe's basement bedroom day. Edwin sets up tools and a saw around the exposed pipe on Zoe's bedroom floor. As he gets to work, he notices a hair. A white person's hair. Stuck to the pipe, glistening in the sun. He plucks it and holds it up to the light. Interior Fairvale High School hallway day. Arden checks her watch. She's late to class. The nearly empty hallway is proof. The bell rings, and she's about to amp up her speed when she passes a picture taped to Zoe's locker. She halts. It can't be. With terrified eyes, she backs up to confirm the sight. The photo of Zoe straddling Tyler in her bedroom. Frantically, Arden rips it off the locker and sticks it in the corner of the binder. Smash cut to interior Fairvale High School hallway later. Full circle to Zoe reading the text. With the photo in her hand, Anais, Amara, and Arden approach her locker. Anais slams the locker door closed, startling Zoe.
There's no way that's from your security cameras, right?
Panic begins to rise in Zoe.
Right? Yeah, they were off, and they don't look in, just around.
So someone saw you. They saw us.
Why would someone be creeping on Zoe's window? That's insane.
Zoe's chest begins to heave.
Zoe, hello?
Oh no. Oh no.
She runs off. The girls are confused as they watch her pass Jason and Kevin. They disappear down the hall. Anais fixes her gaze on the boys.
What are the chances Tyler blabbed to Chippendale where he was?
Hi, probably.
The boys come over. Kevin, indicating Zoe.
She okay?
Yeah, she's just weird. Like Jace's third nipple. You guys really have no clue about Tyler?
Jace gives a sad shrug.
No clue. He just never showed.
And he didn't have, like, pre-game plans anymore?
If he did, he didn't tell me.
Which is weird, given that he tells you two everything.
She fails to pull answers from them telepathically. Jace takes in the composition of girls, then he sighs.
I guess since Tyler's not around to hear this, I can let you guys know that I spent all summer telling him that what he was doing to you was fucked up, okay? So this first wives club thing can end. Take it up with Tyler, not the world.
Rather than say, we took it up with Tyler, all right, or ask how Jace knows how to correctly reference the First Wives Club.
It's really more like the Cameron Diaz classic, The Other Woman.
Or John Tucker Must Die.
The whole group sends her a long look.
Sorry, wrong choice of words.
Yeah, he's not dead yet.
Now they all look at him.
Sorry.
Well, I hope Tyler gets to apologize to you himself sometime.
He starts off, then turns around.
I was a shitty host on Friday, by the way. I didn't even get to say hi to you guys.
It's okay. Yeah, it was a crazy party. You didn't really know how to throw a rager.
Jace senses something going on with them, but brushes it off.
Okay. Slosh and Found coming late this week. See ya.
He and Kevin leave the girls at a loss. Amara leans into Anais.
I think they're telling the truth.
Unfortunately,
This is
it's not over yet.
Interior Fairvale High School admin office day. Teens line the wall outside of Mrs. Thornton's office. Some genuinely emotional, some just there to miss class. Leah takes a seat in the row next to Amara.
Think the Romans thought out mental health care after Caesar ate it?
Think Brutus did?
What?
Nothing. You hate Tyler. Why are you here?
I hate Cam more. My brother told me what he did to you guys. And I'm not saying that he like deserves to go missing, that's fucked up, but like, I hope wherever he is now, he knows what it feels like to be discarded like that.
Amara is sick with guilt. She wrings her hands together.
I don't. I don't wish what I'm feeling on anyone.
Wow, she has a soul.
I loved him. Then he's gone.
Leah places a cautious, comforting hand on Amara's shoulder.
He's probably somewhere shaking soda bottles or struggling to read a traffic sign. Doing what makes him happy.
Amara shakes off the girl's hand with a pitiful laugh.
I know, I should get fucked for that one. You're right.
Mrs. Thornton, 30s, Fairvale's freshest breath of air, pops out of the counselor's office.
Amara, nice to see you.
Interior Fairvale High School hallway later. Leah leaves the admin office and finds Zoe pacing outside of Mr. Sharma's classroom.
Hey, trials today. You coming? You ready?
Zoe looks to her with a furrowed brow.
Huh? Net? Ball?
No, I'm not going, sorry.
What? We need your spike. You know you want to get back out there.
No, you don't know what I want.
Okay, chill. Not what I meant.
Really? Because it seems like every time I turn my head or try having like an original thought, you're there. You like imprinted on me since the second I got here and it's fucking bizarre. And in case you didn't know, like there are other things going on than fucking hitting a ball.
Leah's a little wounded by this, but would never show it.
No shit. But life goes on.
Zoe just paces, chewing her thumbnail, thoughts preoccupied.
Wow. This place really is descending into madness without its leader. I was just hoping maybe you hadn't joined the hive mind yet. What? Exactly.
Disappointed, she leaves Zoe pacing, but Zoe doesn't care. She sends a text to A to Z.
Meet me in Sharma's after school. I'll explain everything.
End of Act 4. Act 5. Fairvale High School, Mr. Sharma's room day. Zoe watches students make a mad rush out of school at the end of the day. Mr. Sharma, packed to leave, tosses her a key.
Lock up when you're done.
Thanks, Mr. S.
As he leaves, Anais, Amara, and Arden nearly pile in.
Afternoon, ladies.
See you tomorrow.
They wave him off and finally are left alone. Zoe paces at the front of the class while the A squad take nervous seats.
What's going on? Do you know who took the picture?
Yes.
No.
Oh my god. Oh, Kurt.
Are you okay?
He's here. I don't know how he got here, but he's here.
Who? Tyler? We literally put his corpse in a hole, babe. You're giving Ophelia right now.
Just listen.
She sucks in a breath.
Freshman year, I started at West Side, and it was pretty normal until homecoming, and that's when I started getting pictures taped to my locker. And they started out just candid. It was like me in the hall or at lunch, and I thought it was cute. It was like a secret admirer or something. But then they got weirder. It's me at volleyball practice or me in the locker rooms.
The darkness clouds Zoe's vision.
And then the pictures just started showing up in weirder places, like in my textbooks or under my desk in class. And then I got one of me in my bedroom, and it was
She's tearing up now.
taped inside a bathroom stall. And he was just always 5 steps ahead of me. It's like he knew where I sat and where I ate, where I freaking pissed, and now where I lived. And I tried to tell the school, and the school just told the cops, but he covered his tracks like a fucking genius. It's like the Zodiac killer. I mean, it drove me fucking nuts. And I spent the whole school year trying to convince people it was real, and even if they did believe me, they didn't take it seriously. So that's when I broke down at the pep rally. I was just so angry. I only got suspended, but my parents pulled me out of school anyway to protect me.
Amara, sickened, looks to her shoes.
And the guy? The one taking pictures of you?
But she already knows the answer.
Yeah, they never caught him.
The breath is taken from the room. All 4 girls paralyzed.
I'm so sorry. I didn't get a picture after I left West Side, so I thought if we moved towns, I wouldn't have to hide anymore.
So he was just waiting till you went back to school to go back to stalking your every move?
I guess.
And he saw us, all of us there on Friday.
Stalkers are like in love with their victims. He wouldn't want to hurt you.
Zoe shakes her head.
No, he wants to hurt me for taking away his favorite toy by leaving West Side. I mean, it's how he works. And if I was ever absent, my next picture would be like way more invasive and just threatening vibes.
The girls give groans, whines, and whimpers.
Okay, we'll figure this out.
I really brought this all on you guys.
Are you crazy? This is on all of us. We went into it as a team and we'll get out of it as a team. We're in this together.
She clutches Zoe by the hand. Zoe grips tight. Her phone rings. She answers.
Hello?
Interior Edwin's car continuous. Phone call. Edwin sits in his car, examining the strand of hair in his palm. Wind comes through the open window and blows it away. He watches it go as he speaks into his phone.
I'm outside. What's the holdup?
A club meeting. I'll be right out.
She hangs up, takes a deep breath, and exhales.
Thanks, guys. I really promise I'll find a way to fix this.
She tosses Arden the key that Mr. Sharma left her.
I said I'd lock up.
She gathers her things and leaves the classroom. Interior Fairvale High School hallway continuous. Slow motion. Zoe walks down the hall, surrounded by her peers.
I realize now why my lizard felt like it mistook its impending doom for newfound freedom.
As she passes Jason Kevin, Jason's eyes find hers.
Those few moments of normalcy, of happiness, before everything goes darker than it's ever been before.
She passes Demetrius, watching him ruminate by his locker.
Maybe, like the lizard, I let my guard down too easily.
She sees Leah geared up for volleyball tryouts. They lock eyes as Leah goes into the gym.
Karmic as fuck.
And slow motion. Interior Fairvale High School. Mr. Sharma's class continuous. The A squad sit, eyes still on the door Zoe left through. Amara breaks the silence.
Congrats, Anais. We're even more fucked than we thought.
Relax. This isn't over yet. We just have to brainstorm.
She sees the sabotage binder open on the desk next to her.
And burn that fucking thing.
Arden paces in the back of the classroom, frantic.
You said no one would know.
I said it was gonna work out how we planned, and it did.
Cut to a series of flashbacks from Zoe's first day. In the admin office, Amara sits at the computer. She changes Zoe's first period from Mrs. Watson's to Mr. Sharma's on her schedule. As Mrs. Gladstone arrives, Amara covers her tracks by going towards the counselor's office.
From day one, it was perfect.
In Mr. Sharma's class, Arden at her desk writes on the inside cover of what will become the sabotage binder. Just as Zoe walks in and begins discussing her schedule, Arden peeks at a text message. Notification: Amara sent a message to the A squad.
She's all yours.
Foolproof.
In Mrs. Watson's class, Anais watches Tyler and Zoe have their first encounter. On her phone, she receives a text. Notification: Arden sent a message to the A squad.
Work your magic. Sparkle emoji.
Anais gives the Tyler-Zoe connection a wry smirk.
We did everything right.
Back to the present. Interior Fairvale High School, Mr. Sharma's class continuous. The girls surround the desk that the sabotage binder sits on. Anais, a strong captain to her quickly unraveling crew. Zoom in on the sabotage binder's inside front cover. It reads, Property of Zoe Lamoth.
Our only mistake was trying to pin a murder on a girl with a stalker.
Offer Wild Eyes. End of Act 5. Tag. Exterior nearby woods day. Officer Morrison stands, boots in the dirt, as a team digs behind him. He speaks into his cell phone.
Yeah, we're answering an anonymous tip about where a body might be buried. You know. Usually I think though too, but they gave us coordinates. It would be stupid not to check something that specific. Might want to alert the press, right? Yeah, of course, the parents first. Of course, I'm not a monster. I'm just saying, a star running back? Okay, he had a huge future ahead of him. Story's local now, but I'm telling you, it's national. I'm telling you.
Nothing here, officer. False alarm.
Really? Huh. Yep. False alarm, Cheryl. You're right. Must have been a prank.
As he walks off, zoom in on Tyler's grave. Empty. End.